Hey guys, what's up? It's Urban. Just a quick reminder, my contest ends Sunday night, 12 o'clock, 11:59:59 is the last second you're going to be able to put something in. Video response, just a reminder. Just a reminder, I've got one fucking video reply so far. My God. I don't blame him though. You got that Ibami contest going on. Shit, I'm giving away sticks and twigs practically. This guy's giving away Fort Dix. Fuck, I wouldn't want to do my contest either. If I was going to make a video, I'd be like, fuck this guy. Anyway, hey, I want to talk about bug in, bug out. What's my plan? What's going on? What are my thoughts? This and that. And I'm going to start just right now. Okay, my whole thing is... Let me zoom out here. My whole philosophy is bugging out is dangerous, and my whole thing too is bugging out. To me, means something has gone horribly wrong. Now, I'm not going to bug out. When I had to leave my house for 3 days because the floodwaters engulfed this house and everything like that, to me that wasn't bugging out. That was evacuating, temporary evacuation. We got back in the house, we fixed everything, this and that. To me, even the Colorado wildfires, I don't consider, even though these people lost their houses, that's to me not bug out. Bug out to me, I'm going to say this one more time, to me means that basically the world has completely gone to shit and a vast majority of the population is going to be living in a totally different world where you're going to be living out of a bag or bugging in. You're going to be living off your food stocks for as long as you can. There's no chance of survival without anything. There's no hope of rescue, anything like that. There is no more welfare. There is no more Medicaid. There is none of this stuff. Something's gone bad. People are literally leaving their house to go live in fucking woods with a bug out bag or whatever they can, wherever they can live, with whatever they have. That to me means something has gone horribly wrong. So, on that premise, understand that I'm not talking about, just this area right here was affected, and I'm talking about walking all the way down to North Carolina. No, I mean the whole globe was affected, or the whole one side of the globe was affected by maybe a major solar flare that just engulfed 3/4 of the planet, or something like that. So my big thing is I'm bugging in. I'm bugging in as long as I can, because first of all, I don't think I'm John Rambo. Let me put it this way. A few weeks ago, I had poison sumac on this hand. You might have seen it in one of the videos. My hand was a little red, and I didn't do a video until it was mostly recovered. But it's all gone now. It's all gone. I could not even use that hand. I mean, my hand was complete. I've never had poison sumac. I've had poison ivy, poison oak, stuff like that, a dozen times, hundreds of times. I wasn't even allergic to that stuff until my early 20s. Never had it before. People used to, that's a poison ivy, and I would never get it. And this poison sumac, literally put my right hand, it was swollen. It looked like sun poisoning, basically, it was just disgusting. With a higher, instead of just the skin being swollen, everything was swollen. I don't want to live in the fucking woods with that stuff all over my nutsack or something like that, all over my feet, all over my arms, no matter how, because when it's 130 degrees out, 120 degrees out, 110 degrees, whatever it is, it's not going to be that hot, but when it's 100 degrees out, and it's 100% humidity in the Northeast, and there is not a fucking mouse fart worth of wind blowing, it gets bad. I know, hey, you haven't been to Afghanistan. Okay, but, you're not comfortable with 100% humidity, 100 degrees, no matter what. All right? It doesn't mean I want to sit there and be like, well, there's guys in Afghanistan that have no problem dealing with this. No. And then you add in the fact that you might sprain your ankles in the woods. You might, any form of ailment. You might get a snake bite, anything like that. You're going to be fucking miserable. And I know a lot of people think, well, this and that, I'm going to be able to do this, I'm going to be able to do that. Then you add in the winter time. Where are you going to live? It just, to me, bugging out is just a horrible fucking last minute idea. Bugging out to me is what I will do when I have consumed every ounce of fucking resource in my house, with the possible exception of ammo and stuff like that, because I'm not just going to be blasting from my bedroom windows. When I'm completely out of edibles that will, with the exception of loading up my pack with the last of the edibles or anything like that, that's when I will bug out. Now, I'm not saying I won't go and try to get food in the meantime and stuff like that. I'm just saying bug out. There's a difference between scouting for supplies and bugging out. I'm talking about bugging out. I have left the fucking house. I'm watching that house disappear slowly in the background, and I'm never coming back there again. Never. I'm bugging out. Something has gone horribly wrong. So I plan on bugging in as long as possible. Now that doesn't mean that's going to be that doesn't mean I'm going to be able to do that. But that's just my plan. I do, of course, I have backup plans and stuff like that. There's backup plans to the backup plans, there's backup plans to those backup plans. There's a fucking 150 different things I've thought of. I think of everything from aliens to zombies, and I sit there and I dwell on what would happen, what could happen, what would I do, how could I do it, where could I go, how could I get there, this and that, and then I need 500 different ways to get there. For some reason, I'm not consumed with it, but I like to look into it. So, my goal, and tell me if this is a good idea, guys, because I've never really brought this up to anybody, and I'm not going to tell you exactly. I can get to any one of my friends' houses, because this area, the Northeast that I lived in here in New Jersey, they do have train tracks everywhere. I can get my friends, all my friends my one friend lives within 50 feet, just like I do, of train tracks in our hometown that we grew up in. He has his own house there now and everything like that, and he's big into guns and ammo and food storage. I could get to his house without stepping a foot on a street, and just by taking train tracks. If I had something like a quad, I could do it at nighttime, and I could probably get to his house in half an hour. If I walked, it would probably take me probably 3 or 4 hours. And he lives a good 15 miles away. Now, another thing I was thinking about is my ultimate goal would be to bug out to down to North Carolina, the family lake house. That being said, I don't know if or when I would be. It's difficult because I'm going to be waiting, obviously. Now, if I wait, you're going to most likely hopefully you've outlasted some of the shit that's out there, because the first group of survivors that are going to be running around are going to be, the hardcore fucking psychos that are ex-cons, stuff like that are just going around raping, pillaging, stealing, whatever they can, and they're just going to consume themselves out of existence, because they don't know what it is to store food or anything like that. They don't know that they have to plan for the time where they can't rape and pillage and get food, where they have to, use up their stocks and stuff like that. So those people, I think, it's almost like a sugary drink. It's gonna have they're gonna be amped up. The people, they're gonna be amped up. They're gonna burn real hot at first, and then they're just gonna fizzle out. So almost like dousing gasoline on a fresh fire. It's gonna burn real hot. It's gonna be, it's gonna be going crazy, destroying everything in the fire pit, this and that, and then it's just gonna die down, and then the only thing you're gonna have left is the strong wood, the thick wood, the wood that was not easily affected by something like that, not the little not the little twigs and stuff like that. The little people that don't really prep or anything like that are going to be the twigs and stuff like that, and they're going to be consumed with the fire and everything like that. But your thick, hardy logs that were seasoned, are thick and capable of sustaining a fire like that, are going to be the only thing that's left. And I like to think that that's what I am, because I'm prepared. Mentally, I know I'm prepared. When the flood came, this and that, it went right over my head. Prepared to a point. You got to understand that I was prepared for a flood mentally, and I could accept it mentally. It didn't bother me one bit, simply because of the fact I knew I'd eventually be going home. Now, nobody knows how they'll react in a situation where you're literally, bugging out, as my definition, in my form of definition. So, I really don't know. I really don't know. I mean, it sucks. I really don't know. But my goal would be to take the train tracks all the way down to North Carolina. Now, I also understand that, well, depending on the type of situation, you might have to go north. Let's be honest. Let's say it is fucking zombies. I'm going to want to be north. Why? Because you have the longer, colder winters. Um, I mean, you have less. I don't think zombies would be able to track in the snow. I don't know. But I would hate to find out that, oh yeah, they can operate in the snow just fine, and now I'm freezing my fucking ass off, and these things are just like coming after me like there's no snow, and I'm like, I could have been in a nice fucking temperate zone without all this getting chased by zombies. I tell you, I think of everything from aliens to zombies. Aliens being, I think, the worst case scenario because they'd obviously be able to wipe out the face of the planet, and they would have technology. It's not like the movies where they don't see you hiding in the bush. No, they would obviously have some type of thermal night vision and thermal vision that they would find you easily. But I don't know. I think the best for me would be to stick in as long as I can. I do have a 14-year-old son, and I think mentally I'd have to prepare him. I think we would have to, just spend our days practicing reloads, making sure that our skills are up to top notch. Now, we could last 6 months, a year and a half in the house, depending on if we're allowed to. You know what I mean? Like, there's no roving psychotic gangs. There are 40 million people plus in this tri-state area here. This area that's on the map right now, right there, that's about 40 million people. So, you have to understand, I'm sorry, let me back out one little notch. Well, that's too much. But basically, this area, you're dealing with 40 million people. Oh, shit, you can't even see it. Nope. Sorry. This is like 40 million people. So, that's something to think about, too. There are going to be a lot of people. Now, I think if it was something like a super plague, this and that, people ride, I'm pretty sure. Now, there's no guarantee that I won't get the plague, but if I was able to ride it out until the plague was over, there would be a high death because these people in the Northeast, this and that, there's the exceptions, Brooklyn Pepper, and there's a lot of other people in this Northeast that prep, stuff like that. There's always the exceptions, like myself and everything like that. But a majority of them don't prep. They don't care. They don't even know what the fuck prepping is. They probably think we're fucking communists. We're psychopaths. We're those extreme constitutionalists, this and that. So they always, I even have friends that are like, oh, they think I'm stupid and crazy for prepping. But to me, I'm just like, what are you, an idiot? So I like to think that would probably be my best bet. I just want to know what you guys think. Where would you go if you lived, let's say right here, New Jersey? You've got 40 million fucking people around you. 9 million in New Jersey, 9 million in New York City alone. Then you got 12 million in Pennsylvania. You've got a shitload of Maryland and Washington, D.C., not including Staten Island or Connecticut. I mean, this whole area. Personally, I think the majority of the people would be going down south just because they won't be prepared to deal with cold and stuff like that. So, I don't know if North Carolina would actually be good enough north where you really would be okay, or is like, I have a feeling places like Florida here are going to get, I have a feeling they're going to get stampeded with people just looking to survive. And I do think that if I had to walk it, I would take the train tracks. Now, it's 400 and something miles. You figure, let's say you could walk 2 miles per hour on average, just 2 miles per hour, because you're obviously going to be carrying a fuckload of gear. That would be 200 hours. You're walking, let's say, 12 hours a day, right? I got to do the math, and I'm using my phone right now, so I don't have a calculator, and I'm just too tired to be doing it with my head. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure I could get there within, 30 days or whatever, give or take. But let me hear what you guys think. What would you do? I mean, if you had to bug out, remind you, I'm saying bugging out means something's gone to shit. Would you bug in and then bug out, or bug out and try to bug in somewhere else? Is that your plan? And, let me hear your thoughts, guys. Leave some comments and stuff like that. Remember, the contest ends tomorrow night. Bye.